The room is covered in wig hair, so let's get started. Hey, I'm Jill and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a sit down and chat with you girl about how I'm dealing with the pandemic and wedding planning and all of that, while also completing my makeup. So first of all, okay, so I just have to put this in here. I'm so sorry about my lace front, y'all. I did not realize how off-putting she looks, but just know that I did know my camera was actually this good that it would pick up how badly this wig was placed on my head. My sincerest apologies. I got engaged in March, 2 weeks into the pandemic. Now, I knew that there would be a pandemic because there was an epidemic in Asia and Europe, and I knew as soon as it got to the Americas, it would be considered a pandemic and we would all be on lockdown. So none of this surprised me. However, I actually had a moment, I'm zoom in because I can't really see myself, no, it had to be like a few months ago, like back in January when me and Andy first started talking about maybe getting married. I remember telling my mom, like, okay, I need to start looking for like wedding dresses or something. Like, I really need to get ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready or whatever. That's what I told myself when I was out here looking for wedding dresses, and I thought I was kind of crazy because he hadn't even asked me to marry him or anything. So I started looking at like wedding dresses and stuff like months ago. And I actually went and tried some on. I'm gonna make a separate video probably about my wedding dress situation, and it's perfect and beautiful. Andy's home, so I'm not gonna talk about like what the dress looks like or anything like that. Yeah, so like I already know like what my wedding dress and stuff looks like, and so I went ahead and ordered it. Well, my mom ordered it. I didn't order anything. Literally the day before the shop closed, they called me and were like,
hey girl, you might want to come pick up your dress because like if not, it's gonna be a minute before you can get it.
Usually I think their policy is if you don't pick it up in 14 days, like they'll send it back, and I just didn't want that to happen. So I went ahead and picked it up. The interesting part about that whole story is that a lot of people, mainly my mom, was like, he hasn't even asked you, like how do you know, blah 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 blah. And I was like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get married, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the dress. As of now, our wedding is planned to happen in October. I picked October years ago. I already knew, like, regardless of who I was gonna marry, I was going to have an October wedding. I told myself, girl, Jayla, hey girl, hey, you should look into having a really small wedding because Corona is out. She's waiting for you to plan a really big wedding so that she can make you cancel it like she made all these other brides do. And I never wanted a big wedding. One, because I am not super close with everyone in my family, and I'm also not like someone that has a lot of friends. Like I have friends, obviously. I just don't have like 15,000 friends. I have like a very close group of people that I talk to all the time. And so I really just want like those people at my wedding. Like I just want people that know me really well or know Andy really well. So I wanted to go for a smaller ceremony. So right now our guest count is at like 50, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna go down because of the Rona. And they're probably not going to let that many people gather together. I'm gonna put on a little bit of my old bleu brow because we haven't gotten our brows done in a very long time, and it's not my fault, it's the Rona's. So I started looking into doing kind of like something a little bigger than an elopement, really, because like I just don't want like a big wedding. I've never wanted a big wedding. So I actually stumbled upon this really cool concept called pop-up weddings, but it's not an elopement. It's an intimate wedding ceremony situation, but basically they have different brides come through, like the different couples come through the same venue with the same decorations, with their own guest list, and they're during like different time slots. Weddings and stuff can be very expensive, but the path that I went with is actually like a tenth of the price that you would pay for a normal wedding, because it's not like just you using this venue. So you're splitting the price of one wedding between like 5 brides. Like the marriage is more important than the wedding. So like I don't care as much about the wedding portion. I love the idea of people being in love and like having weddings and stuff, but like during a pandemic, it's really hard to be like, oh yeah, I'm super happy about like planning this wedding that like might not ever happen, you know what I mean? And that's where we are with the planning. So far, everything is planned, but girl, I couldn't see myself really planning like a full-on wedding. I actually really love that this is kind of forcing people to have small weddings, because I've always thought that big weddings were a little bit much. And small weddings just always look so much better. Like you can really put like more quality into it. It's like more personalized. Usually the people that are in the wedding are a lot happier because they're not like dealing with like impossible demands, and they're not like stressed out about like if the bride will like this or the bride will hate that. And I just want people to like be happy. I get that like a lot of people don't want to have to downsize their ideas, so like they're just choosing to wait, just get married and then have the wedding later on. Like who cares, you know? All the stuff that I have planned so far, it is pretty much everything except for the food. We do have a wedding planner, we have the decor, we have the wedding colors, we have the florist, cake, champagne, the venue. All that kind of stuff is taken care of because it's all through this one company that's doing pop-up wedding. Highly recommend that you look for it. I literally just searched my city and pop-up, and that was like one of the first links. And so I had a consultation like with my fiance and the wedding planner, and it went really well. And by the end of it, I was like, I'm just ready to sign the papers, because like I don't want to think about any of this stuff anymore, because I was thinking about having the wedding in someone's backyard, at a church, a hotel. Like there were just so many different things, and by the end of it, I was like, this is gonna be way more stressful, and I'm already going through a stressful period. We all are. So anything that can make your life a little bit more convenient. Me and Andy aren't the most extravagant type of people, but like the wedding thing was really one thing that we both looked at each other and we're like, we are not paying $30,000. We're not going in debt to have a party. That is the end of today's video. I will be doing another update on like my wedding dress and all that kind of stuff. I will see you in my next video. Bye.